The early bird gets the worm, y'all. The early bird gets the worm. Hold on. No. Peace, peace, peace. Peace, 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 peace. The early bird gets the worm. So let me tell y'all some bank secrets. Okay, so I'm about to try to help whoever's listening to this right now. I'm gonna try to help y'all understand and simplify all it is. Okay, think about it. If there is an APR rate in any contract you sign, yeah, go ahead and get your notebook. Let me slow down. Peace and love to everybody that's coming in. Get your notebooks. Okay, let me go ahead and start y'all morning off with some greatness. All right, get your notebooks. Get your notebooks. Get your notebooks. It's gonna be quick. It ain't gonna be long. All right, it ain't gonna be long. Okay. Comment 8 when you ready. I know some of y'all getting ready for work right now, but it's okay to be late today. Trust me. It's okay to be late today. Trust me. All right. So, any contract that you have signed, no matter whether it's in your government name, no matter if it's in your business LLC name, no matter nothing, okay? If there is an APR rate attached to that contract, family, that interest is due to the principal, and that's the perfect way to already understand that this is an interest-bearing account. I'm gonna say that again. If there's an APR rate attached to the contract that you signed, no matter if it was in your government name, no matter if it's in your business LLC's name, okay? If there is an APR rate, which is the annual percentage rate, which is the interest, okay? That interest is the principal's interest. So understanding the principal's interest, so I'm trying to cut a lot of this in half for y'all, because a lot of people say, well, where does the interest come from? How do I know if I have interest? If there is an APR rate, okay, let me say it again. If there is an APR rate attached to the contract, there is interest owed to the principal. And if you have a power of attorney on file, okay, and you push that, if you focus on the power of attorney, because the power of attorney is what allows you to utilize the principal's interest. See, if you don't have that power of attorney, or if you don't make that power of attorney the main point of what you're doing, because that gives you authorization. All right. Now, of course, they're going to say, no, you can't do that. That's why we're going to continue to say, well, this power of attorney authorizes me to be able to use the principal's interest, because that is tied directly to the APR rate. Okay, so the big secret is, all right, banks don't want customer or consumers understanding, or shall I say agents for consumers. Y'all got to remember, the living man, the living women are the agents for the government names, which are the consumers. Okay, so the big secret is banks do not, because they make way more money by the consumers not knowing, all right? Because if the agents start to learn how to use that APR rate for the benefit of the consumer, okay, it puts the banks back in the borrower's position, because now the banks have to cough up that APR rate because it's really due to the principal. All right, but our power of attorneys, okay, can you insert your rights under a CPN? I can't really say much on the CPN because I ain't never used a CPN before. You know what I'm saying? I don't see the reason to use a CPN at this point. So, I mean, I'm not sure. I can give you something. What I would do if I was in that situation, I would try to put my real social on the lease or the account. You know what I'm saying? Like as a, you know what I'm saying? I might call up and say, hey, I want to add somebody to the contract. How do I do that? And they say, okay, yeah, they just need to pay a security deposit or whatever. And I will add my real social on there and then go back and get it. But I ain't playing with them CPNs. You know, I ain't the guy to ask that. You know, there probably some folks out there showing folks how to legally use a CPN. But knowing what I know now, there's no need for me to create a CPN because I can put things in trust. You know, I can create LLCs and different names using different estate EINs to open up another business name, if that makes sense. Okay, but yeah, any contract that has an APR rate, any contract that has a, now if you have a CPN that has your name in it, yeah. But any contract that has an APR rate, all right? So that goes for all y'all that have mortgages, for all y'all that have cars, for all y'all that have credit cards, debit cards, bank accounts. Okay? There's an APR rate. There's an interest rate. Anytime you hear the word interest rate, okay? Business, there's a APR rate, which is an annual percentage rate, which is the interest. Okay? So when you understand that, that should cut your thinking process in half, because I'm telling y'all this right now, if you have an APR rate, okay, there needs to be a power of attorney on file. And you need to understand how to move as an agent, because I know a lot of y'all just about to send in POA. You say, well, I want my interest. That's not how it goes, y'all. You can never say I want my interest, because it's not your interest. It's the principal's interest. When you focus on redirecting the principal's interest back to the account, that is going to sit off the account, and that's going to stop you from having to work. Comment 8 if that makes sense. Comment 7 if it doesn't make sense at all. Get to sit on this. Get to watch the sun come up. What's the resource to help us tie the APR rate to the POA? I mean, the resource is going and looking online and just typing in what is APR. The APR is the interest, that rate that's supposed to be due back to the account. So it's not specifically going to say, hey, you should use the APR rate to pay the bill. You know, it's not going to say like that. It's just going, you got to understand what the APR rate is. All right. Then you got to understand the power of a power of attorney. The reason of a power of attorney is to grant powers from the principal to the agent. So now that authorization is passed over to the agent, okay, now that agent can start to act on the principal's behalf. Now the agent can go and look at that APR rate and use it for the benefit of the principal, which in turn will be beneficial to the agent. All right. And if, yeah, exactly. Abundance. Great point. He says a man, woman of sound mind only contracts for their interests. So think about it, y'all. Who in their right mind would get in a contract not for their interests? Well, let's say for our principal's interest. How do you go about transferring that power, calling the bit? We just said it, family, power of attorney. That's the whole purpose of the power of attorney. You can't do any type of powers if you don't have power of attorney, or shall I say power of authority. So do I have to have it on file at the bank first? Come on, family. That's a self-answered question. Can you transfer anything without having a power of attorney on file? Do you think they're going to allow you to do this without a power of attorney on file? Make sure y'all are actually thinking before y'all are asking questions. Now, I'm with all y'all. I'm not calling y'all dumb or anything like that. I'm with y'all respectfully. Okay, but that's two of y'all just answered y'all own question. A power of attorney is what gives you authority to be able to transfer, and you can't do anything with the banks until you have a power of attorney on file. Because put yourselves in a bank's perspective. Would you give yourself anything if you didn't have a power of attorney on file? Well, let's say you was a bank. Would you give a customer just their whole interest if they didn't have any type of power of attorney on file? No, you wouldn't. That's technically illegal. They can only give the interest back to the principal. And right now, the banks have power of attorney on file because the agents have not put a power of attorney on file. And then you have some agents that have put power of attorneys on file, but they have not made that the focal point of their of how they're trying to move. You know, too many people are busy thinking about, oh, I need my car. I need all my money back. I need this. We got to stop focusing on us personally and start focusing on the benefit of our principal. All right. Somebody said my bank says that the agent can't have the same name as the principal. Well, they don't have the same name, brother. They don't have the same name. My agent name isn't the same name as my principal, so I don't know how you wrote it. But as soon as they told me that, I would have said, well, that's not the same name. That's an all caps name, and this is a last name first name, then middle name. Question is, does this have to be the power of attorney they give you to fill out, or can you use the one you filled out for IRS? Well, that's for IRS. The IRS power of attorney has nothing to do with Bank of America's power of attorney. Now, you can get a power of attorney from that bank, or you can go to what I use, Rocket Lawyer, online, and fill out you a power of attorney and make you some printouts. But for y'all that are letting the banks tell y'all that it can't be the same name, I'm simply articulating, well, it's not the same name. Do you have to change the name legally? Nope. Because it's not the same name. Man, son, 8 day, man, shut up, man. You keep saying the same stuff, man. You keep saying no result. Why did you still listen if it's just, there's so many folks out here that's showing results? Why listen to me if I'm not showing you no results? It's something that's keeping you here, man. You up at 6 a.m. listening to me, and I ain't showed you no results. Ain't brushed your teeth yet. You listening to me, man. Come on, man. Alright. I put in the last name before the first name. Yeah, because if I put the all caps name and then I put as the agent, I'm putting the last name first name, and then middle initial. That's 3 names going against one name. Well, it's kind of easier for me because I did a legal name change. So, it's 2 different names that go on mine. But my power of attorneys was going through before I did a legal name change. Yes, the crazy lady. Yes, that's what we're talking about. Yes. This will be uppers and lowers. I have a security agreement between all caps and trust. Will that do? Well, I guess the trustee of that trust will be acting as the agent. I'm guessing that's what you're saying. Yeah, the passport. Yep. Yeah, passport. Yep. Passport day. All right, but yeah, y'all, that's the big secret. The big secret that banks don't want folks to know, all right, is that soon as the agent that's acting on behalf of the principal, which is the consumer, the principal is the individual, all right? Y'all remember when we was reading Federal Reserve Section 16, all right, Part 1, Part 2? All right, follow along. All right, we was reading Federal Reserve Section 16, Part 1. It says when it talks about an application, it's talking about an individual. Y'all remember when it said that? It talks about an individual. Did y'all know that an individual is a consumer? Did y'all know that? I just had a consultation with a brother that literally just sent me the CFR code. It's like 12 CFR 10. I don't know off the top of my head, but it's like 12 CFR something. When it talks about definition, it talks about a consumer is the individual. So when you go back and read the Federal Reserve Section 16, when it talks about an individual's application, boom. They're talking about our consumers. So when the banks try to hit us with, no, that they're not talking about your application. No, I know not my application, but they're talking about my consumer's application, the individual's applications. So we gotta what Quavo say, a little bit straighten a little straightening. However it go, it's a little bit of straightening. All right, we just gotta straighten that out with the financial institutions. Because y'all got to remember, when we signed these contracts, originally, we did not put a POA on file. So since we didn't put a POA on file, the financial institution acted as the power of attorney. So right now, they've been reaping in the interest, being able to hold it, partying. Okay, so they're not just going to give it up to somebody that doesn't knock their power of attorney out the way. And how do I terminate their power of attorney? By putting my power of attorney on file. Simple. Because I know when I do my power of attorneys with Rocket Lawyer, it literally asks me, would you like to terminate previous power of attorneys before this? And I'll be like, hell yeah. A big hell yeah. The biggest. All right. Oh, somebody said 12 CFR 1026. Yeah, y'all go look at it. It says a consumer is an individual. So if anytime they try to hit you with, no, that's not for you. Or like, no, it's not for me. Yes, it's not for me. It's for my individual. Hit their ass with that Braxton. Some of y'all can't do that right now because y'all breath stink. It's too early. Y'all can't do that. I've been up since 4, so I already brushed my teeth. Hit them with that Braxton early. We connecting some dots. It's okay to be late today, y'all. It's okay to be late today. All right, it's okay to be late. Y'all not gonna be working that much longer, okay? Unless y'all saving people. All right. But some of us ain't saving nobody right now. We just pushing buttons and we just trying to kill some time to make some cheese for us to pay our bills. All right, I used to do the same thing. And if I was to hear this message on my way to work, man, I'm sitting down right now. That first shift will be okay. They'll be okay. They will be okay. All right. All right, run to the bathroom. They'll be okay. Tell them your brain is kind of hurt. You got a little headache. You know what I'm saying? Because you're operating out of capacity, okay? So you ain't lying to them. Tell them you're having a headache right now, so you had to go to the bathroom, because you're out of competency. We trying to correct our status. Somebody said, don't you grant your agent all fiduciary powers for the principal? Yes, correct. Great question. Yep. All right, because if my agent, which is me, the living man, if I have fiduciary powers over the principal, guess what I can do? I can act on the principal's behalf, long as it's beneficial to the principal. And whatever's beneficial to the principal is beneficial to the agent. Okay? All right? You put it together, y'all. You just got to make that motherfucker flow. All right? It got to flow. And I know a lot of folks is beginners. Of course, I'm not a beginner, all right? I'm not a beginner. I've been able to read, piece things together, and still today I still figure out which ways I can articulate this so that beginner doesn't have to go through the same struggles I went through. Because I feel like to be a great teacher, your students have to be able to get results faster than what you got results. Okay? But that power of attorney, when you understand that power of attorney, family, man, when you understand the power of a power of attorney. See, when I was first sending off power of attorneys, I didn't really grasp the power of it. I was just looking at it like, okay, it's just a document that I got to throw in with that's what I'm thinking. But when you really sit back and think about it, that power of attorney is what gives us our stripes. That power of attorney gives us our shield. No shield, man, you gonna get beat up out there. We use that power of attorney like, man, hey man, back up. Back up. You know how the police come through, they show that badge, everybody like, oh snap, that's the police. That's how we supposed to be using our power of attorney. We supposed to be using our power of attorney like a damn badge of honor. Like, everybody hold the fuck up. All right? Before I put cases on everybody. We supposed to be Denzel from Training Day. All right? Denzel was able to do what he was able to do because he had that badge. Soon as they removed that badge, man, they whooped his ass, didn't they? Hell yeah. So look at yourself like Denzel without the badge in Training Day. Them Russians didn't give a damn about Denzel at that light. All right? Y'all remember what they did to Denzel at the light. Yeah. Who just said that? Aboriginal Ishmael. He said, I thought the same thing. I had a judge try to wax me for using a power of attorney. I didn't understand the power of attorney. Do we need to have it notarized or anything specific to the power of POA? It's good to get it notarized. It's great to get it notarized. Now, the problem was when the judge was kind of giving you pushback on the power of attorney, you have to be able to stand still. You got to be able to have a foundation. All right, you got to be able to tell that judge like, oh, wait a minute, Your Honor. All right, I do have authority to act on behalf of this power of attorney because this power of attorney is from a principal to me, and I'm accepting these authorities. All right, that judge can't tell you what to do with a power of attorney. That judge ain't God. All right, one of the first things you want to ask the judge before y'all even get to talking is, Your Honor, do you obtain your oath to the Constitution first and foremost? Okay, you got to bound them to the Constitution. You got to bound them to something because if not, they're going to be acting on their own accord. That's why the first thing you do when you go in court before any type of proceedings happens, you want to ask, hey, Your Honor, I just want to ask for the record, do you obtain your oath? Do you uphold your oath to the Constitution today? They going to say, yes, I do. All right, because, it's like putting like a toddler in this place. Like, hey, you got to understand you're a child now. Your Honor, remember, you got rules and regulations you're supposed to be going by. So don't be out here trying to tell me things I can't do and by law I can. All right. Yeah, definitely read that. Yeah, you will definitely want to ask them questions because they gonna hit you with things. Y'all gotta remember they're trying to test you, so they gonna say no, like, no, that's not right. You know, they gonna give you the body language that you all wrong, but you gotta remember a lot of y'all are wrong. Okay, so we're not gonna act like everybody in here is just right. You know what I'm saying? Because most people out here that's get said that, the judge said this, but then when I hear them explain, I can see how a judge would hit them with, nah, that ain't right, because it's not horse. You got to be spot on. You can't just be like saying things that sound similar to what you're trying to say, because the judge is a neutral referee. They're not on your side, but they're also not against you. So, a lot of y'all be saying some things that are totally wrong, from the perspective that y'all are taking it. It's good training. Because you wouldn't have known what to do until, you get something thrown out. I know when I got my cases thrown out, first thing I wasn't doing was looking at the reason why I was thrown out. It's like losing a football game and y'all don't watch no film to see why y'all lost. You lost because your D-line was trash. All right? You lost because the backside block was never catching this block. All right, so in practice, if we don't practice on that, we're going to lose the same game the same way. So a lot of us are not doing any type of film watching, meaning when you lose something or when a judge says something, all right, you want to see what was the reason behind it. Okay, what did they say? All right, so let me see, what do I need to do to answer to this? What do I need to do to object to this? All right, because if I just say, man, they ain't messing with me, man, they just giving me a hard time. Man, they really fraud me right now. Like, nah, they not frauding you. They just want you to prove that you actually know what's going on. Because they don't want you to get this win and then you just go to people and say, hey, man, all you got to do is do this. All right, that's why all of us can do the same process right now, say the same thing, and some of us gonna get through, some of us ain't gonna get through. And it's not because our documentation is wrong, it's because we don't know how to articulate it. If they round 1 million of us right now and put us in individual rooms and said you can't grab no notes, you can't grab no internet, like meaning right now, all right, what are you trying to do with your account? How many of y'all can really hold it down in that room by yourself, with you and just a judge, with a judge giving you negative body language? You see what I'm saying? Like that's a lot of pressure, but a lot of y'all need to go ahead and see what that pressure is like, just so you can feel like, okay, I already got it out the way. Because I ain't gonna lie, man, my first case where I was really trying to exercise my rights, man, I was nervous as hell. I almost wanted to throw up, because I'm like, oh my God, it's right here. I'm over here, got hyperventilating, man, because I'm like, oh my God, if I get this wrong, and I'm like, man, not even thinking about the worst case scenario. Worst case scenario, all they was going to do is say I was wrong. That's it. Because this was me being the plaintiff. And I was so nervous forgetting that I was the plaintiff. So meaning if I was wrong, this simply was just going to get my case dismissed. And what y'all think happened? What y'all think happened? I got that case dismissed. So my worst fears happened. But when it happened, it was like, it wasn't so bad. You know what I'm saying? It's like losing a job. You be so like, your chest be so tight when you feel like you about to lose your job, but when you actually lose the job, like, when you get home and things like that, it's like a fresher breath there. I don't know if y'all lost as many jobs as me, but when I used to lose jobs, right before, you used to be like, no, but then when you lose it, you like, man, forget that job, man. I'm about to relax, man. I ain't got to worry about getting up in the morning. You feel like a sense of peace. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's just me. I done lost so many jobs. Maybe it's me. All right, but it's the same reason with court, y'all. You want to go into court, go ahead and get that nervousness, get that nauseousness out the way. Go in that courtroom fumbling and bumbling, all right? Stuttering and, it's okay. All right, trust me, you ain't did worse than the worst person that has ever went to court. Trust me, y'all, I have seen some crazy things in court online. So trust and believe, if you've been following me, All right, you're not gonna say nothing as worse as some of the things we have seen. All right, some of y'all are gonna impress yourself. All right, some of y'all actually know more than what you think. Some of y'all have been hoarding information for years, have never stepped foot in court because you're scared. All right, but when you start, put one foot in front of the other, you start saying like, damn, I actually know what's going on. Oh, okay. Oh. Hey, yeah. Hey, look, y'all. Hey, Sunday still in here, y'all. He's still in here, y'all. He ain't even brushed his teeth yet, y'all. He said, thank God, I don't need this bullshit. I'm successful in real life. Boy, you up at 6 a.m. listening to some information that you don't even believe in. That ain't success. Oh my God, man. I ain't never seen this before. Hey man, you have won the award. Y'all be up early waiting on me. Hey, y'all know, like, you going down to the gas station, you see that same person there waiting for some action for some money. I'm like, what's up, Jeff? You still down here? Oh, man. People think I be hiring y'all, man. I be trying to tell folks, man, I do not be hiring these people, man. Y'all bring the entertainment. I just be trying to teach it. And then folks just be saying wild shit. I'm like, who is this guy, man? What does success look like in real life? Oh, man, you got me over here in tears, man. Oh, man, I know that breath was hot. Yeah, you got a little small following. I feel like I know exactly how you look saying that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I see what you little following. You know, I see what you. Hey man, I don't know why you don't like me, man. But I'm here to say, man, whatever you do, just get this information. I don't know what you're punching at the L for, man. I don't know what's up there, man. I don't know what I done did, all right? But tell whoever done told you something about me, man. Tell them I said, just get the information, man. We don't got to get that deep, man. Oh, man. Nah, I mean, I'm in tears, y'all. I wouldn't show my face right now, but golly, I'm in tears. Oh, my goodness. My boy getting ready for work, watching me while he put his pants on. That shit ain't real. He trying to text and get ready for work, man. Oh, man. But yeah, the APR rate, bro. The APR rate can be used, all right, on your bills, all right? So that's really the message of the day, man. The big secret is that the banks do not want agents for consumers to understand that they can use principal's interest to cover debts owed to principal's account, all right? Okay, guys? Comment 8 if this makes sense. Comment 7 if it doesn't make sense. Oh, man. Oh, man. Oh, man. I make money in my sleep. Well, go back to sleep then, man. Go make some more money. When you probably make more money sleep than you do awake, man. You might need to go back to sleep, man. Hey, well, go back to sleep. Nobody asks you how you get money, man. Go back to sleep if you get money in your sleep, man. I'll be sleep all damn day if I just made money all in my sleep. Yeah, but yeah, let's get back to it. That gave me a laugh for the day. You know, we need that for the day, y'all. Okay, we need that for the day. Alright, man. Some people say it's negative. I look at it like it's entertainment. Alright? See, we done learned something. We done gotta laugh. Alright? I allow people to be the class clown. You know, I'm a different teacher. Hey, what you want to say, Jerome? What's on your mind, Jerome? What's on your mind, Jerome? What you want to tell the class, Jerome? We done gave Jerome a whole damn code that he can look at. Jerome getting his pants on, making money while he ain't sleep. While he is sleep, however he make money. Because we never asked from the get-go, but, you know, he felt the need to tell us that he ain't got a job. Alright. But yeah, so, alright, again, lastly, before I go, alright, the bank's secrets. The bank's secret is we cannot allow the agents to understand that they can use the principal's interest to pay the principal's account. The APR rate, if you have an APR rate with any contract you sign, this contract can be used with your government name. If you use your business LLC, did you use your trust? All right, did you use your foreign EIN? Did you use your estate EIN? Does not matter. Okay, if there's an APR rate attached to that contract, that APR rate is due to whatever name you use to open up that account. Okay? Okay? All right? It's called interest. You have to ask yourself, all right, what is interest? Who is interest? Who is due interest? All right, because when you even ask ChatGPT, they'll say interest is due to the banks. Now, why do they generally say banks? Why do most websites say, well, interest is due to banks? Why is that, y'all? Because majority of us do not put power of attorney on file when we enter contracts. So generally, the interest goes straight to the banks because the banks is the operating agent because they have their power of attorney on file. So that's basically the way default business runs. So meaning if I go do business with Bank of America, right? I'm going to do business just like the other millions. Let's say I'm uninformed, right? More people are uninformed than they are informed. So most people go to the banks and open up a bank account using the application. They don't put a power of attorney on file, which instantly makes the Bank of America power of attorney. So all that APR, all the interest goes to the power of attorney. So that power of attorney is Bank of America. So the Bank of America can utilize the interest. Does that make sense? It goes straight to the bank. So whoever you signed the contract with, if you didn't have a power of attorney on file when you originally signed, all right, guess who becomes default power of attorney? The banks. The banks. So that's why we need to have a power of attorney to remove the banks. And they're not just going to move out the way just because we say, hey, move. No, we got to prove that we have authority to move them out the way. Because if you don't move out the way, I'm going to move you out the way by going to the courts. Because now this is breach of contract. Now this is stopping me from doing my performance as the agent for the principal. You're not going to take my job. This is the job I would say to fight for. Fight for your agent duties because somebody else is utilizing the interest, all right? And you can't use the interest until you knock them out the way. And the only way to knock them out the way is with a power of attorney. Yeah, I'm gonna save this live. I'm gonna save it. All right. So that's what's going on in a nutshell, y'all. All that other stuff. Hey, I am me. I am. This is my natural right birth, and all that mumbo jumbo. Okay, get to the point. Get to the accounting structure of things. Okay. The problem is the banks is acting as the agent. We need to remove the banks out the way. All right, because they're collecting the interest on behalf of the principal. We need to show and prove that we can operate as the agent for the principal, because they're not just going to move out the way. All right, because they have authority to act on the principal, so they're going to be the security for the principal. They're not just going to let anybody come through and say, hey, I'm the acting on principal. They're going to be like, who are you? Who? What you mean this is your interest? What? And they're going to make us prove it to them. All right. I've never got my power of attorney denied, but there are people that get their power of attorney denied. Somebody just said, well, my power of attorney got denied because the bank said that I can't have the principal and the agent having the same name. But I would have articulated in that manner. I would have said, well, they don't have the same name. If you look on the power of attorney, those are two totally different names. One is a business name. One is an agent's name. All right, because my agent's name is going to be last name first in uppers and lower cases. Last name first, first name middle, middle initial last. That's 3 names opposed to 2 names. That's 2 different names. We just so happen to have the same address. Or you can switch the addresses up. I have a couple of locations, so I could have my principal being sent. You know what I'm saying? I can like change it up. Because it's, and that's not fraud. Yeah, I know they act funny when they do it like that, so I'm going to act funnier. Y'all got to match their funny. Okay, it's a competition. They can act funny all day. I'm going to act funny too. They going to act dumb. I'm going to act dumb with them. Like, what? Well, that's not the same name. You think it's the same name. I don't think it's the same name. I think it was something with the access number and the social security. All right, so how can I get around that? I can go do this right here. I can go to the irs.com.gov, my bad, go create an EIN, make the EIN my all caps name, okay? And get an EIN in my all caps name. So now that's 2 totally different EINs. It's so many ways to do it, fam. So many ways to do it. Yeah, you can get a trust and do it. My lips ain't never crusty, family. Come on, I've been up. Come on, man. Come on, you a grown man. You gotta grow up, man. You gotta grow up, man. You guys to grow up, brother. Alright. But yeah, the APR rate is owed. The APR rate is owed to the principal. Okay. Alright, so yeah, so make sure y'all write this information down. I didn't want to show my face because I was crying, man. Like you had me in real tears, man. You had me in like real tears just now. Oh my goodness. Okay. But yeah, I'm gonna save this live, y'all. I'm gonna save this live. But make sure y'all tap in, family. Okay, the APR rate. Okay. All right. Go talk to your ChatGPT. Go talk to your I got that Central, it's called Central AI, Central X. I got like 12 ChatGPT bots. All right, I got like 12 ChatGPT bots. Okay, well, I can talk to all 12 of them. Be like, yo, what y'all think about this? What y'all think about this? It costs me $500 a year. So it comes with 12 ChatGPT bots, and it costs me $500 for the year. That's like $36 a month, I believe. Probably a little more than that. Oh yeah, so that's the big secret, y'all. All right. when you understand the APR rate is due to your principal and your power of attorney is supposed to be used for your principal, all right? They're already on, not Central A, not Central X. It's Centra. Hey, hold on, let me put it. Central AI. Hold on right quick. Okay, I just pinned it. It's called Centra AI. All right, it's gonna take some little bit of time for y'all to get used to it because it's so much. All right. Yeah. So yeah, that's the message for the day, y'all. APR rate. So while y'all at doing whatever you're doing for the day, just be thinking about APR rate. APR rate. Be studying what APR rate is. Google it. Talk to your chat GPT. What is APR rate? Who is the APR rate due to? So you remember what I just said. They might say the APR rate is due to the financial institution because defaultly the financial institution becomes a power of attorney because we don't put a power of attorney on file when we submit these applications. So since we don't put these applications on file, these financial institutions now take the place of power of authority. So they're the ones that collect the interest and they're collecting our income. So that's how it's called, quote unquote, double dipping. All right, so double dipping would be them collecting interest and collecting income. So we're giving them our income and they're collecting our interest. All right, does that make sense? Is that gonna be making sense? Comment 8. Comment 8 if this makes sense. How long we been on here? We've been on. How long I been on here for? About 2 hours. How long we done been on here, y'all? It's been about 2 hours, ain't it? Alright, I blocked him. Okay? But I just want y'all to see grown ass men. Alright, we blocked him. But I just want y'all to see, like, alright, I ain't never seen nothing like that before. You know what I'm saying? Like, a grown ass man is up early to watch another man. Alright, now I blocked him. I just wanted, man, dude, I just want y'all to kind of see what it be like. All right, first and foremost, you know, first and foremost, the views, okay? But I just want some of y'all to see how there are losers amongst us, okay? Do y'all understand that? All right? And I want y'all to know some of y'all don't really feel what it's like, all right? Some of y'all don't feel what it's like until y'all gonna start getting these results. Y'all gonna think just because you get results, people just gonna be like, okay, I'm not gonna listen. But it's gonna be something about you that they just don't like. Like, why him? they be like, why him? Why is these people giving this dude money? He is scamming y'all. They be punching the air, y'all. And like, I ain't never been like that. So that's why I'm able to troll back with them. Because I don't know what they be going through. It's just weird to me. So I'm like, what? Like, what is this? Like, are these, like, people designed to come out here and disrupt? Like, I ain't never seen, like, sometimes we yeah, it's good to block the distractions. But sometimes we need to see. All right? Sometimes we need to see how deep this goes, y'all. All right? This man is up at 5:45 a.m. in the morning on a Wednesday. I ain't never seen it. It's wild. He probably gonna make another page just to go follow me now. And that's what they do. They get blocked and come back like, you thought you was gonna get rid of me? I be like, what the hell? What the hell is this? Yeah, I know more people love me than hate me, but that's why I like to show the folks that hate me, because I know a lot of folks love this information, so y'all can see, like, damn, all he gotta do is follow along. He can hate my guts. Just follow along. I be getting them in my DM. Oh, you thought you was gonna block me? I know you a scammer. You just don't want to hear the truth. I'm like, yo, we let you talk, man. If you think I'm a scammer, you don't have to spend any money. You can just follow along, piece whatever you can piece together while we're talking, because I give you the law, I give you the act. All right? You don't gotta spend a dime. All right? Now, those that have spent some money, they understand that the classes is way more informative than these lives. Now, these lives are very informative because you get to hear how the articulation goes. You hear how the word play goes. You hear how the back and forth goes. Okay? Because I'm not here to swindle y'all. I'm not here to put y'all... I don't want y'all to go left. I want y'all to go right. All right? I don't want you to go left. I want you to go right. Yeah, those are what we call peasant. Those are what we call piss poor peasants. Okay? All right? So again, family, APR rate. I want everybody to comment APR. 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 All right? The APR rate is the gold treasure box. All right, I want you to look at that APR rate like it's the treasure chest. All right, right now the banks are holding the treasure chest because they are power of attorney right now. Okay, you must send a power of attorney on file so you can have authority over the treasure chest. That makes sense? All right, you have to have power of authority over the treasure chest, which is the APR rate, because the APR rate is attached to the interest. The interest can be swung over to the principal's account for payoff, so you don't have to use income. It's like a full circle. It's a full 360. It's a full 360. That's how you live for free, family. That's how you live stress financial free. Because after you do your work early, you get to relax later, but you have to do your work. You got to do your performance first. You cannot play until you do your performance. I remember when I was focusing on remedy, y'all, I didn't take no trips. Man, I didn't go out. I didn't buy no new clothes. All right? It was me, weed, shrooms, laws, books as I mean Henry R. Cheeseman. All right, I was locked in, family. I didn't take no trips. All right, some of y'all taking vacations. You still ain't got no remedy results. Now, I understand it's good to take a vacation, but I was so locked in, man, I wasn't thinking about no vacation. Wasn't thinking about no family trips. I was telling my family, like, look, I'm not gonna be much of nothing financially for the next couple of months. I told my kids' mamas that. All right, because I told them what I was reading. I told them all the information I was reading. Okay, I told them there's going to be some time I can't be going to work like that. I got to lock in. When I locked in, they started to understand, because now they be like, I actually saw you stop everything, and, you know, they're my witnesses. Okay, but the mother of my children are my witnesses. All right, and I'm not together with none of the kids of my mom, none of my kids' mothers. All right, I'm not with none of them. All right, I ain't had the best record with both of them, but they'll vouch for me and say, yeah, he locked in. All right, they'll definitely tell y'all that. So I'm trying to tell y'all, some of y'all gonna take y'all gotta take some sacrifices. All right, I know you're used to, you know, having money in your pocket, all right, but put that money to the side. Okay, go ahead and pay your bills up for the next 2 months if you can. All right, stay home, start studying, piecing things together, make calls to banks. Just ask questions, hang up if things get too tough, call again. All right, that's your job. Your job now is to learn your agent obligations so you can start utilizing the principal's interest, which is the APR rate. That APR rate that we signed. That's why we want a high APR rate, family. I get a lot of people that ask me, why do we want a high APR rate? Because that APR rate is owed to the principal. So why would we want a low APR rate? Why? Okay? Why would we want a low APR rate? No, the power of attorney is going to take over obligations for the principal. The APR rate is attached to the principal. So that power of attorney is going to give us ability to use the APR rate to our advantages. So why would I want a low APR rate? I would want a high APR rate. So if I'm about to go sign a contract, I'm going to ask them to give me a high percentage rate. Yeah, they may look at me confused, but I'm going to be like, yo, just give me a high percentage rate. Now we can even take negotiations a little further. If I have a high APR rate, if I say I want 66% APR rate, I'm going to say, yo, give me the 50% and you keep the 16%. Bank. We all eat. Hey, we all eat. Everybody eat. Okay, everybody go eat off that 66% APR rate. Because I'm going to keep 50. I'm going to give them 60. I'm going to give them 16%. I'm going to make it beneficial. Oh, I got to make a song. I got to make a song. I'm going to make it beneficial. There you go. Okay. You see how it goes. All right. You see how it goes. How do you negotiate with the bank on what they get? I just told you, crazy lady. The crazy lady. I just told you. All right? I just told you. Bank, I'm going to make it beneficial for y'all. I want a 66% APR rate. I'm going to keep 50. Well, I want 50 reverted back to the principal. Okay? And because I'm taking authority over the principal, I want 50 to go be reverted to the principal, and I want y'all to keep 16 for being good servants. Yeah. See, I couldn't say all this until I had to wait to say this till dude got up out of here. I just want to see how long he was going to troll, because I ain't even got to the good part yet. See, he missing all this because he want to troll. All right. I'm going to make it beneficial. All right. I'm going to make it beneficial. All right. So understand, if I'm about to go sign the contract, that's why the banks, when you sit down with dealership, they're going to be looking at you. They're going to look at you like you're crazy. Because now you can articulate like, hey, I want a high APR rate because I know how to use the APR rate for the benefit of the principal. I don't care about a high credit score to get a low APR rate. I'm going to go in there with that 420 credit score. Okay, I'm going there with that 420 credit score. And I'm going to say, yes, I know I'm going to have a high percentage rate. I want to have a high percentage rate. All right. If I can, I want at least a 90% APR rate so that, because y'all got to remember, where the money coming from? The application. So the money is not really coming from the bank. So when they understand, they're like, oh, snap, this consumer wants to work with us to get us some money. You see what I'm saying? You got to understand, like, I know some people don't know. Well, I wouldn't even say just street business. You know, when you go in on something with your partners, you know, it make it cheaper. You know, and if y'all don't got to use y'all money, you know, and everybody wins, you know, it's a successful transaction. Okay? So if I'm letting the banks know, like, hey, listen, I want y'all to put a 90% APR rate on there. Okay? Give me 60%. Y'all keep 30%. All right? And y'all send this over to the Federal Reserve. All right, go ahead and get the line of credit. We chop it down like that. All right, so y'all are good. My principal is good. And we go home, you know, eat with the family. Boom. How does that sound, Bank of America? How does that sound, Wells Fargo? All right, I've been doing some digging for some of y'all landlords. All right, any of y'all landlords that have more than 7 tenants, okay? These are some banks, especially in Florida, that have interest-bearing account for landlords to go deposit their tenants' rents. Bank of America is one, and Wells Fargo is one. So if you are a landlord in the state of Florida, okay, if you're a landlord in the state of Florida, okay, and you have over 6 to 7 tenants, all right, you can use, and you might can be able to use them even if you have less than that. I don't know. All right, but I know for sure you have to have 7+ units, okay, to do business with the window, which is a Federal Reserve window. But you still don't do business with those. You still do business through a bank, but you got to have 7 units. But some of the top banks in Florida is Bank of America and Wells Fargo that have interest-bearing accounts. So meaning if I'm a landlord, I can open up an interest-bearing account for my tenants in Florida at Bank of America, which those accounts will then accrue interest. All right. Now I can tell my tenants how to use that interest. Now I can say to my tenants, hey, if you make this a high APR rate, how about you throw me 30%? You keep 60%. All right. And I show you how you don't have to work no more. Comment if that makes sense. Comment if that makes sense. Okay, let me explain it again. All right, let me explain it again. If I'm a landlord, and I've never done this before, y'all, because I'm not a landlord. I've just been doing my study and my researching, okay? And I'm looking at how would I do this if I was to become a landlord, all right? Y'all remember all that junk I was talking about landlords? It's because I didn't understand the landlord's position. I was like, it's more beneficial for a tenant. I don't see how the landlord can benefit in this. Well, duh, an uninformed landlord won't benefit in this. Just like an uninformed tenant won't benefit in this. You see what I'm saying? Both parties need to be competent. So if the landlord is competent, the tenant is competent, both parties can make money. All right? Easy. All right, so let me explain. So you got a landlord. All right, this landlord, especially in Florida, this landlord can take this consumer's application, open up their account at Bank of America or Wells Fargo, because those are the top 2 banks in Florida that has interest-bearing accounts for landlords to open up accounts for tenants. Okay, so those landlords can either go to Bank of America or Wells Fargo to open up interest-bearing accounts. You want it to be an interest-bearing account because now that security deposit that tenant gives you, now it accrues interest. Now, if you go to that tenant and say, hey, we can negotiate the APR rate, boom, boom, boom. All right, I hope I'm not giving too many bank secrets right now. I feel like I'm giving a lot right now. Again, y'all, I have not done this as a landlord, okay? I have not done this as a landlord. I could be stepping into some deep waters right now. I don't know. All right, but I'm getting that feeling right now, okay? Because I've never heard nobody talk about this. Nobody. Okay? No one. I ain't heard nobody talk about this. This is from me doing my research and understanding. I already knew it from the tenant's perspective, but now I'm looking at it from a landlord's perspective because I don't want the landlords to feel left out. Okay? I want both parties to eat. I want the banks to eat. I want myself to eat as well, but we got to make sure the principal is taken care of. Okay? So as a landlord, I might negotiate with my tenant. Hey, tenant, listen. All right, I can save you money and I can save you a stressful lifestyle. You don't got to work to pay this rent. All right, if you become competent of your agent duties, you become power of attorney. All right, you allow the APR rate to be high. Now imagine if I'm a bank and I say something like that to another function. They were like, why would I want a high APR? You know, they gonna argue me down. They be like, you're a scumbag. You're a scum of the earth. Why would I want a high APR? I want to save money. I'm like, I know I want you to save money. But if we get the APR rate high, I can show you how to properly use the APR rate so you don't have to come out of pocket. You see how it's way beneficial for the tenant to be informed as well? Because if the tenant is not informed that a high APR rate is good, they gonna want a what? Low APR rate. Okay? A low APR rate. So again, I have not done that as a landlord. That's just the way I would. All right, that's how I would do it. Okay, but so just imagine having a big ass, I'm about to give y'all a business plan. Again, I have not done this. My disclaimer, I have not done this, but this is just how I would do it. All right? Imagine getting a apartment building, right? Having 20 floors, having almost 300 units. Every single tenant, you go to them, ask the landlord and say, hey, we're going to do an 80% APR rate. I'm going to open up an interest-bearing account at Bank of America for you. Okay, you need to have a power of attorney because I'm gonna inform you on what you can do as the agent on behalf of the principal. We're going to have a high APR rate. Now, remember, I would tell all my 300 tenants this. Okay, so then I'm coming and saying, hey, how about we have a high APR rate? Let's say 80% APR rate. Okay, you keep 50, you give me 30%. All right. And this may be illegal. I don't even know if this is illegal. I don't see how it would be illegal because, you know, the landlord and the tenant is negotiating with each other. And the landlord is giving the tenant their disclaimers, meaning what you can do as the competent agent. Because if I ask you, are you 18 or older, and you say yes, I can assume that you're competent. You see what I'm saying? So it's not like I'm taking advantage of you the wrong way. I'm taking advantage of you in the good way, meaning I'm assuming that you're competent, so now I can kind of let you know certain things. Instead of being a landlord trying to hide things, or being a bank trying to hide things from the tenant. Okay, so I would go with 300 of my tenants, say, hey, let's have a high APR rate. All right, you use 50% because 50% of the total amount is that plus 50%. It's meaning it's the regular amount plus 50%, meaning you're gonna get a 50% profit. I'm gonna get a 30% profit. All right, so I'm going to go open up this APR rate, open up this interest-bearing account at Bank of America. Okay, every 30 days there's going to be interest. All right, we just have to negotiate in the contract that you authorize me to get 30, you to get 50, if the APR rate is 80%. Now it could be anything. I'm just giving an example. All right, negotiations, y'all. Negotiations. Now, as a tenant. Now, if I'm about to go get an apartment or a high-rise or penthouse in Florida, now before I open it up, now I can bring this to the table in the get-go. That sounds way better than, y'all don't get nothing. Everything's for me. It's mine. Sound like big-ass kids. You get nothing. It's mine. Like, hold on, wait a minute. We may have something here. Yeah, but see, if you say I keep 66, you keep 0, like I wouldn't do business with you. I would make it hard for you. And Miss Trish, that's how I would do it. Like if somebody came to me and said, no, how about I get 60, you get 0? I'd be like, well, how about I just act like you're uninformed? How about I just make the process long for you? How about I just keep saying no and force you to sue me and force you to articulate yourself? You know what I'm saying? We got to make sure everybody gets a piece. All right? Y'all got to understand business. A business works better when everybody eats. Soon as people stop eating, people start snitching. Okay? People start disappearing. Okay? People start not doing things. Oh, okay. Yeah, you want them to eat. You want them to eat. Okay? Yeah, you definitely want them to eat. All right, you want to let them know, hey, I'm taking control of the APR rate. All right, I also want a higher APR rate. I was told by the principal that the principal would like a 90% APR rate, where 40% is going to y'all and the other 50% is reverting back to him. I'm never saying me. Never saying me. Okay? To this day right now, I'm not ever saying me. At this time right now, I'm never saying me. It's always going to be my principal. I'm going to say what my principal said. Well, my principal said he wanted a 90% APR rate. And he said that he wanted to give y'all 30 and he wanted to keep 60. Don't that sound better? We don't even got to talk about no damn APR. No, we don't even got to talk about no damn credit score. We getting straight to the contract, Jack. We getting straight to talking cold turkey. Credit. I was about to say cold, hard cash. We talking cold, hard credit. All right? You gotta go in there. You gotta know how to talk. Okay? And that doesn't happen overnight. You know, it's training, family. It's being in situations, being told no, being frustrated, thinking you're right, but still being told no over and over. Going back home, being frustrated, like, yo, what in the world? What am I missing? Feeling like you're missing something. And really all you're missing is experience. Every time you go and talk to somebody, that is experience. Every time you call the bank, every time you go to a dealership, that is experience. All right? Every time you ask questions, you are getting more experience. All right? Somebody says, so you tell them that and the 50% is going to pay off the car. All right? Or what happens if there's a 0 APR rate? I can still use the original amount. Did you know the 50% is just extra? Y'all, 50% is plus, meaning if it's 100, if the APR rate is 0 and the car is 30,000, guess how much is owed to the principal? 30,000. I'm gonna say it again. If the overall account is $30,000 and there is a 0 APR rate, that means when it's all said and done, what's going to be paid back to the principal is $30,000. What's 50% of 30,000? 15,000. So if it's a 50% APR rate, that means 15,000 extra dollars is going to be thrown on top of the 30,000. So if it's a 100 APR rate, guess what that is? So if the car is 30,000 and there's a 100% APR rate, the car is going to be at the end 60,000. Because that's 100. I know we looking at it like, okay, the 50% going to go straight to the car. Like, no. Heavens, no. No. Whatever interest is extra, that's profits. They're going to be like, you didn't go to accounting school. You don't have a degree in accounting. I went to one of the most prestige schools and yada, yada. Man, nobody want to hear that. Okay. Yeah, they taking that application straight to the window. Hey, Federal Reserve. We got John Smith here. He said he agrees to 90% APR rate. They're going to be looking at me like, you scumbag. You got somebody to sign the 90% APR rates? I'm like, hey, man, this is what he wanted. Hey, this is what he wanted. Somebody said, can't you just get the car however method you use and just send the bank a complete 1099-C? Can't you just do that? Well, where's the videos on it? If it's that easy, where's the videos? Where is it? If that's all we gotta do, NYC, where's the videos? Because last time I read the 1099-C, that ain't what it said all I had to do. Where the videos? Where? If it was that easy, where is the video? Right? I'm saying that's a whole process. You don't just send in a 1099-C and voila, the car comes. Where's the videos of people walking in the bank and giving a 1099-C? All right? Where are the classes at? All right? I'm not saying they're wrong. I'm just saying they're not giving y'all the full process. It's not just me giving a piece of paper, family. It's deeper than that. I could add that 1099-C, what I'm talking about right now, because I have a power of attorney on file. I have full authority now. No, it don't happen if you just got 1099-C. It's a little more than that. I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just saying you're half right. All right, so I'm telling you exactly what you need to do. All right, I don't hear nobody else saying it like this. All right, I'm literally saying focus on the power of attorney and being able to control that APR rate. Focus on that. Don't just focus on the car. I'm just tired of paying the car. I just want this house. Focus on the account first. Focus on your principal. Okay? I would say also do some studying, family. For sure. Somebody said if they know what we're doing, they're not going to want to do contract with us. Brother, have you tried going, or sister, I don't know who that is. Have you tried going into a bank and saying y'all keep 30 and y'all give my principal 60? Have you tried to do that yet? Until you try to do that, family. All right? You can't really say that. All right, now the IRS, I've seen them send back a 2848. I've sent my 2848 to the IRS. It went through, but I have seen some people receive their 2848 where the IRS saying, hey, you don't need to send a 2848 on your own behalf. Now, if that's the case, you're cool. All right, but I would still at least send it just so the IRS can tell me no, rather than assuming that it's already good. Yep. Yeah, so just go in there and try it with that type of negotiation, because you got to make it winnable for both sides. Both sides must be equitable. You know, you want to go in there again, they're gonna be like, sir, we've never done this. Go ahead and let them know, I understand y'all have never done this before. All right, but this is the way that my principal would like to do business. You know, they gonna keep saying we don't normally do it like this. You have to keep reiterating. I understand y'all don't normally do business this way, but this is not a way that can't be done. All right, I'm competent. All right, I'm the agent for the principal. This type of deal would benefit the principal more. Okay, it's all about negotiations. All right, now let's just say worst case scenario, they'd be like, sorry, we can't do it. All right, from there, I'm then applying an application online. I'm just going to go around them. I'm going to apply the application online, send my power of attorney with the reference number to the application to the CFO, okay, or the indentured trustee, all right, whichever one that I can find first, okay. After that, I'm sending my power of attorney. After I get declined, I'm then coming forth to claim the interest, all right, and the equity that's owed to my principal that was denied. Because now they're denying me when I'm telling them I have capacity to contract, and they cannot deny my business. Only reason why they can discriminate me is for anything outside. No, they can't discriminate me for sex, religion, or age. You know, it's other ones, but I'm gonna stick on age, which is being 18 and having the capacity to contract. They cannot discriminate me because of that. So right now they're discriminating me because I'm trying to do something where I have capacity to do. So as soon as they say no, family, that's discrimination. And I'm not here to give you I'm not here to give you legal advice. I'm here to give you lawful awareness early in the morning. Okay. So I see you shouldn't have to even bring up pay when you bringing it this way, because the pay is the principal's interest, which is the APR rate. Because right at the maturity date, which is 30 days after signing, okay, 30 days after signing is when you get your first bill. All right, that's the first dividends of the interest. All right. So that's what it is, family. That's what it is. I'm about to start my day. All right. Hopefully somebody learned something today. All right. I know folks are on the way to work. I know folks are at work just all day. All right. Don't be wasting your time doing that work chit chat. Just be thinking about APR rate. APR rate. When you're on your break, be looking at things about APR rate. APR, the more you can talk about the APR rate, because you're going to come right behind that with a POA saying, okay, now I can control the APR rate. Because the banks don't really have faith in us really understanding what APR rate is, because they've already tricked us to believe that our credit score means we should have a low APR rate. You literally got people walking around parading saying, hey, I signed my house for only 4.9%. That's terrible. Okay, that means you're only getting 4% on your security interest. It's horrible. All right, and they're collecting that. All right, until you come forth and claim it. All right, but definitely want a high percentage rate, and a high percentage rate normally comes with a low credit score. Now, imagine having a high credit score and them saying we can sign you at a 10% rate. Say, hey, I want an 80% rate. You got to study, family. You got to study. You got to study. Knowing APR rate, understanding the agent's obligation for the principal. All right, that's how you properly contract with these financial institutions. You can't properly contract with institutions if you do not understand your agent obligation. You cannot properly contract with an institution if you don't make it equitable, or you don't make it consideration for both sides. Okay? So just take y'all time, y'all. Take y'all time. This information is here. It's not going nowhere. All right, we are coming into a new government. All right, I think that's going to be more beneficial to us. I mean, I'm not scared what's coming. Now, if you are uninformed, you know, you're going to be in a worse situation that you are now. But for those that are informed, for those that are learning your rights, for those that are staying into the know, all right, you're going to be okay. All right, you're going to be okay. All right, down payments are illegal only if you say that you don't have it or you don't want to put a down payment and they make the down payment mandatory. All right, I'm going to say it again. Down payments are not illegal. They're only illegal if you go to them and say, hey, well, my principal don't want to put down a down payment, but my principal still want a car. Now, if they give you a hard time and say we need a down payment, if you got the money, just go ahead and give it to them. So now you can kind of, quote unquote, entice the deal. Now you can get the car, drive off, and then send your power of attorney, send your ability to control the APR rate, and it's nothing to get your down payment back. All right. So again, if you got the down payment, go ahead and feed the system. Go ahead and give it to them. All right. Because that's nothing to get back. It's easy to get that back. All right, but if that's the tail of the deal, even though that's fraud, you want to just, put it into your notes. They told me that I had to sign this, or that I had to give this down payment, or I couldn't get this car. Make sure you make a little note. Make sure you understand that you're paying this under duress. All right, and all that is proved through just writing it down on a piece of paper and dating it, y'all. Did y'all know it was that simple? And you making a record of it? Hey, Ford Financing told me I had to put a down payment. I did not want to, but I'm writing this note here as a side note to inform whoever's may concern that I am paying under duress. And I did not want to send this to Ford Finance because I didn't want to send this and this be the reason why I did not need this, the reason why my principal did not get this car. All right. So I wouldn't send that to Ford. I would just have it in my records. Meaning, hey, on this day, y'all told me this. Y'all said I had to put $5,000 down. I told you that my principal did not want to do that. Was there any options for 0 down? Y'all said no. So I went on ahead and put the $5,000 down under duress because I was informed that this had to be put down to get this vehicle. Yeah, you can get the buyers over and go straight to the bank. I mean, you still got to know how to articulate the bank, though, you know. Yep, making your own records of every transaction and keeping a journal, because that's going to be your case when you go to court. You know, everything's going to be in your journal, and that's easier to keep record. It's kind of like for those that cook, it's easier to cook and clean as you go than it is to cook, don't clean, and then clean after you got done cooking. So basically with this step, you want to kind of, as you're going, you're cleaning as you're cooking. So what that means is everything that's happening, I'm taking notes. All right, they said this, I said that. I'm writing that down in my personal journal, okay, taking notes of everything that happened, because by the time I get to court, I'm not going to have to backtrack and do that or do all that again. I've been doing it as I've been going. So by the time I get to court, everything is already clean. All right, so that's what it is, family. That's what it is. All right, my next class is December 1st. My next in-person class will be in person is going to be in Charlotte the 26th of January 26th, family. January 26th, we will be in Charlotte. January 26th, we will be in Charlotte. All right, tickets are $50. First 100 people are $20. Okay, we don't have to link up right now. I'm just letting y'all know. All right, January 26th, we will be in Charlotte. First 100 people gets tickets for $20. Okay, first 100 is $20. After that, everybody is $50. All right, again, we will be in Charlotte January 26th. All right, January 26th. All right, so with that being said, y'all, peace and love. All right, I hope y'all have a very informative day. All right, I hope y'all have a positive, downloadable day. Okay. All right, the freeway, not the highway. All right, because the more you know, the less you pay. All right, the less you know, the more you pay. And just imagine not knowing nothing. All right, peace and love, family.